Okay, this is What Do You Remember from Module 2, Lesson 2. And this Lesson 2, compare rational numbers on a number line. In the last lesson or the last video, we learned about how to do this and we did check understanding. This lesson is more of to see what you remember from those with these problems right here. So you're going to have a little time that you need to pause the video. You're going to work on them. You're going to get done with the what do you remember section right here. And then you're going to do whatever you can, and then you can hit play and see how you did on it. So go ahead and hit pause right now, and then hit play when you're ready to go. Okay, use the number line to compare the rational numbers. So I'm going to zoom this out slightly because I feel like my screen is just a tad blurry here. Okay, that's a little better. And so we're going to take a look at these numbers, and you can kind of place them where you think they would go on the number line. This first one, both of them are negative. However, there is a -1 before the 3/4. On this one, there are no whole numbers in front of it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The -1/2 will be in here. The -1 3/4 will be all the way down here. -1 3/4, since it's all the way down here, is on the farther on the left-hand side, making it smaller than the -1/2. So we have less than. I'm going to go over on this side. They have two different denominators. They're both negatives. They don't have whole numbers. They have two different denominators. I'm going to make them the same denominator. I know 5 I can make into 10 by multiplying by 2. So that's what I'm going to do here. 4 times 2 is 8. 5 times 2 is 10. -1/10 will be over in this area. -1 8/10 will be over here. -1/10 is farther on the right-hand side, so it is greater than. Head down to this one. We have -1 3/7 and -1 1/2. -1 1/2 would be in this area. And now if I look at 3/7, 3/7 is less than half. So it's going to be closer over to the right-hand side, making it greater than. This next one, they're both negative. This one has a 1 in front of it. This one does not. So the one with the 1 on front, it's going to be farther on the left-hand side, making it less than. Okay, you're going to like these last two because if we look at the signs, that's all we have to look at. This is positive, this is negative. So 1.5 is bigger than -2. On this one, same thing. This one's negative, this one's positive, so it's going to be less than. Make sure you always look at those signs first, because if the signs are different, that's going to tell you automatically what's less than, what's greater than. Okay. Next one is all in one question. A sprint triathlon consists of a 750-meter swim, a 20-kilometer bike ride, and a 5-kilometer run. The race organizers record the difference between 5 athletes' time and the average time to complete the triathlon. Each value is the amount of time above or below the average in minutes. So we're going to go ahead and put these on the line. Our first one's a positive 2.5, so 2.5. Then we have negative 1.25. We have a 0.8, which is going to be around this area right here. 1.5 and a negative 1.2, which will be right before this negative 1.25. Now we're going to use our dots on the number line to do inequalities, which is less than or greater than. Negative 1.2, which is right here, and negative 1.25. Negative 1.2 is farther on the right-hand side, so it is greater than. 0.8 and 1.5. 0.8 is right here, where I'm circling, and then 1.5 is right here. 0.8 is farther on the left-hand side, so it is less than. Then we have a positive 2.5 and then a negative 1.25. Because this number right here, 2.5, is a positive number, it's going to be greater than the negative number. Part C, which inequality in Part B is comparing the difference from the average time for the slowest and fastest athletes? So it is going to be, let me change the colors here. It is going to be this one right here. And I know that, so let me write that. So it's this one, 2.5 is greater than negative 1.25. And I know it's this one because the 2.5 is here, the negative 1.25 is here. Those are the farthest on the left hand and then the farthest on the right hand. That was all there was on What Do You Remember? Now this is your assignment page. This is what it looks like. You only have 9 questions on it. I'm going to go over a little bit about what they want in each section done. In part 1, you're going to take these numbers right here. You're going to put them on the number line. You're going to tell me if these are less than or greater than, and then if they're to the left or the right. So there's 2 parts in this. You're going to graph them. You're going to tell me if they're less than or greater than, and is it to the left or right? For problems 2 and 3, you're going to write an inequality. So you're going to say less than or greater than. So less than or greater than. Problem 4, you're going to use the number line. It doesn't say that you have to put them on there, so you don't have to put them on there. It's just there to help you if you need it. And you're going to say if it's less than or greater than. Hint, look at the signs. Number 5, using the number line, select all the inequality statements that are true. So you have 6 examples over here, and they're all on here. So if it says all, it's going to be more than 1. Number 6, you're choosing which one of these inequalities is correct. I will tell you it's not A because a positive number cannot be less than a negative number. And then our spiral review for 7, 8, and 9. Number 7, the average elevation of New Orleans, Louisiana is 8 feet below sea level. So make sure you're picking out the key terms, 8 feet below, and you're going to write the integer. So how do you write 8 feet below sea level as a number? It's either going to be positive or negative. Remember, an integer is writing a number that's either positive or negative. Number 8, during a football game, a team lost 10 yards on its first play. I feel like that's important, lost 10. And 20 yards on its third play. Write 2 integers to represent these losses. Which play had the greater loss? So there's a 20-yard loss and a 10-yard loss. So you're going to write both of those numbers if they're negative or positive, and then you have to say which one is a greater loss. And then you're going to write an inequality to compare absolute value of -5 and the absolute value of 4. First, solve the absolute value and then tell me if they're less than or greater than. And that's what you need to do. Remember, if you need to stop it and go back and replay something, make sure you are doing that.